Now we're going to take a look at one more important thing Wireshark and other sniffers have the ability to do. Wireshark can record traffic captures and save them to files, and can import traffic captures from other network analysis tools, other sniffers. Sniff traffic can be captured and recorded for later analysis and feeding into other tools. The reason you want to do this is it's actually difficult to analyze traffic while capturing it if there's a lot of traffic coming over the wire. If you're sniffing something that's not putting out much traffic, it's actually not that difficult to do it while it's sniffing. But for the most part, for larger networks, you want to be able to save the capture off and analyze it later. And again, Wireshark and other sniffers and other network analyzer software can save these traffic captures in a common format that all of them will understand. And these captures can then be replayed later and analyzed or imported to other tools. And we'll see how that works when we import a capture into Colosoft Packet Builder later on. Let's just do a quick demonstration of recording and using a capture so you can see how traffic is captured and recorded and saved. We're in our XP box and we're going to go ahead and start the capture. And I've got the firewall turned off on this XP box just so you can see how the traffic is going to look. I want to be able to get some response back on the other side. So we're going to start our capture. And then we're going to move over to the Backtrack VM. And here in the Backtrack command console, we're going to run an Nmap scan. Now, if you've never run an Nmap scan before, it's not very difficult. And it will scan basically several ports on the XP box. We're going to do a very simple TCP Connect scan, which is a very loud, noisy scan, but it gets the job done. And we're going to put the IP address of the XP box in there. And we're going to start it. It actually won't take that very long just to do a quick scan. It's going to scan and try to connect to all the TCP ports by default, usually the well-known ports 0 through 1023. And it's done, and it shows us actually that there are a lot of ports closed, but there are a few ports open. And if we were doing a penetration test, we could look at these ports 135 TCP, 139 TCP, and 445 TCP, and we'd know that that's pretty much a Windows box. It's not hard to figure out. So let's go ahead and go back to our capture. And we're going to take a look at what we've got. Let's stop the capture. And what we got from beginning to end is a whole lot of traffic. So we did an ARP, of course, to see who had 30.10. That came from the other box, from .50, the Backtrack box. But then we got a lot of other traffic down here, some TCP traffic, and we see that it's all from source of 30.50 and destinations is 30.10. And it's TCP because we're trying to do a TCP Connect scan. But notice the ports. There's a lot of different ports that it goes through to open just to see if it can get a three-way handshake established. And what it knows is that if it sends a SYN and it gets a reset ACK, then it is not listening on that port. And so it'll keep sending SYNs to different ports to see if it gets a response. Now, without going into the analysis of this particular packet capture, I'm going to show you how to basically to save it and use it again. What we'll do is we'll go to File, Save As, and we can save our captures. Now we can save these in several different formats. If you open the Save As Type box here, you can see all the different types you can save as. So you can import or export rather these captures out to just about any other format that any other tool can use. And a lot of these tools can read just about any format you see here. So we're going to go ahead and save it as a capture file. We're going to call it nmap.pcap, and we're going to save it. Now that it's saved, we could close out Wireshark, and then we could open up Wireshark again whenever we choose to, and we could go ahead and open this capture back up and use it. Okay, and then we can analyze it at our leisure. We can filter on different protocols, filter on different IP addresses, and so forth. So it's actually not very difficult to do, and we can use this later. Now, one of the other things you can do with a capture, I'm going to go ahead and import a capture. And we'll open up test 1. This is a typical capture that we have that has a lot of ICMP echo requests and replies. Now we can close this capture. Now this is a capture saved in Wireshark. Now what we can do with Colasoft Packet Builder, it is a packet crafting software for Windows. It's actually very useful and very easy to use. We can actually open up this capture and we can modify it. What Colasoft will do is use captures from Wireshark and other tools, and you can import the capture and then you can modify the packets in that capture and resend them out. Some obvious applications of this come to mind. You can import a packet capture of a simple ping, for example, and then go in and change the source IP address, if you like, to something else. Let's say change from 6 to 5, or 5 to 6 rather, and we would be able to send that packet out with a different source IP address. Okay, so we could spoof IP addresses this way. We could actually change different payloads, different other aspects. We can set flags. So it's actually an easy way for a beginner actually to do packet crafting, is to import captures that have already been done, modifying, and then resend them back out. And you can actually send these packets back out once you get them modified the way you want. So you can use packet captures not only for analysis, but to also create custom packets, modified packets, sometimes malformed packets, and put them back on the network. So that's essentially a quick discussion on how to save packet captures, record them, and then reuse them as you like.